Tuesday's primary elections in Nebraska. We now have a better idea of the outcome of several local races.
That includes several races for county sheriff. In Dakota County, newly appointed Sheriff Tim Decker faced Deputy Brian Furnow for the full 4-year term as sheriff. Unofficial results show that Furnow defeated Decker by more than 100 votes. Decker was appointed by Dakota County commissioners to take the place of the retiring sheriff, Chris Kleinberg, in February. With no other candidates from any other party in the race, Furnow will run unopposed in November.
Really exciting that I'm going to move on to a new adventure, I guess, in this career. I would say thank you to all the citizens that not only paid attention to the whole election but voted for me. It's going to be a learning curve, obviously, but I have good people there in the office that I have a lot to learn from.
In Stanton County, 3 Republicans faced off in the primary election for sheriff there. Stanton County Deputy Sheriff Tyler Evans ran away with this race to replace retiring Sheriff Mike Unger. Evans serves as a sergeant in the sheriff's office. With no candidates from another party in the race, Evans will be unopposed in the November general election. Evans says he's ready to serve the community in this new role.
As the next Stanton County Sheriff, I plan to be visible, be a community leader, be a role model for the youth, get everybody back to being happy and working together and being a community and a county as a whole.
In Pierce County, Nebraska, there were also 3 people running for county sheriff. Daniel Halleck took the top spot with a 62% of the vote. He beat out the incumbent sheriff, Rick Eberhardt, who's been sheriff for the last 41 years. No candidates from any other party were on the ballot, so Halleck will run unopposed in the November general election. And
change is also coming to the sheriff's office in another northeast Nebraska county. Incumbent Knox County Sheriff Don Henry lost his primary election race to challenger Mark Duncan by more than a 2-to-1 margin, 67 to 33%. No candidates ran in this race representing any other party, meaning Duncan will likely be unopposed in November.
I tell you, temperatures today really not that much different than what we were seeing yesterday. But boy, you get rid of those wind gusts that were going over 30 miles per hour yesterday. And just like that, it becomes just a much nicer day out there. So most of us across northwest Iowa are reaching the upper 70s. A lot of uniformity you're looking at right there. 77 today in Carroll and Denison. Mapleton, you did make it to 80. Then across Nebraska and South Dakota, a little bit warmer out this way, including 81 in Creighton as well as Norfolk. Yankton today, a high of 80 degrees, and right here in Sioux City, we started the day at 42, topped out at 80. So